Live from Radio Row at the beautiful Mandalay Casino and Resort at Super Bowl 58 in Las Vegas, it's the Geary, Stein, and Steven Show with your co-host, Troy Geary. And yes, even Will Stein is here. And of course, your host, fresh off his one-man, legless tribute to Elvis Presley, the hardest working man in show business this week, Dave Stevens.
Welcome. You are looking live at Radio Row here at Super Bowl 58. Camera's not looking too good, so I don't know why it's breaking up, but I'll be here. Hi, everybody. Dave Stevens joining you on Radio Row from Mandalay Bay here in Las Vegas. And, of course, I am joined, as always, by my buddy and my co-host, Troy Geary. Troy is here. We'll get these things worked out again. There's a look at all the things going on over there at the I can't tell. That's where they're giving away the truck and everything like that, Troy. So how are you today? How did you survive last night?
Oh, yeah. Yesterday was a fun-filled day, and I'm ready for day two here.
All right. Well, let's get started right out of the gate because joining us is a Hall of Famer, the former commissioner of the NFL, Paul Tagliabue, joining us on behalf of Bet the Vote. Commissioner Tagliabue, thanks for joining us.
Glad to be with you, especially on such an important cause.
Well, we are here to talk about Bet the Vote and how important it is that this organization is involved with that. So give us a little bit of the background and how people can help and get involved.
Well, it's an organization called We the Veterans and Military Families. Now, they made the judgment about 2-3 years ago that there was a shortage of poll workers, poll watchers in our presidential and other federal elections. It takes about 1 million people nationwide to be engaged in working on election day. And there were many resignations because, for lots of different reasons, people just age out naturally and there's a change. But the importance of citizenship is maybe being lost in some segments of our society. But also there were reports of bad information, threats of violence at some voting places. But this veterans group decided that as part of their commitment to citizenship and public service, they would recruit veterans of the war in Afghanistan and Iraq to volunteer as poll workers on election day. And they got 65,000 people, veterans that are already committed to do that. The goal is to exceed 100,000 veterans who will be poll watchers and poll workers on the federal elections this November. And it's a terrific organization which partners with the NFL and with many other coalition partners.
Okay, yeah, I got a question. So, that's a great cause because of a lot of the poll workers, they have a hard time finding them. But I want to ask you, I guess, before we let you go, about a football-related question. Did you think that the NFL would have this, when you started in in the early 80s, that it would, the revenue and the salary cap and the money involved in the NFL would be where it is today?
I don't think anybody had that kind of foresight to anticipate what would happen. I started doing NFL work as a young lawyer in 1970. And at that time, the average revenue for a team was about $5 million for the entire season. The whole league had revenue just exceeding $100 million. Now it's into the billions. You had to have a lot of foresight to anticipate what happened with media and stadium. To have a dream and admit to dream through as it is today.
Go ahead, Dave.
Commissioner, let me bring in a friend that you've been working with just for a second here. Ben Kaiser, of course, is a part of Bet the Vote. And Ben, tell us a little bit about your background and how you got involved.
Thanks, Dave. Yeah, I'm a veteran of the Marine Corps, and we started Bet the Vote about 2 years ago. And when we came to realize that there was a significant shortage of poll workers across the country, and this is a chronic problem that's really not getting any better. So, there's one community that has a dedication to service and to this country, very patriotic group, and that's veterans and military families. And we thought, what better community to mobilize to make sure that our elections are run safely and securely, and that everyone gets to vote and every vote's counted. Thank you.
Well, thank you for your service and thank you for doing such an amazing thing. And I know the commissioner wouldn't be involved if it was something that was so important. So thank you. I know you got to run to another interview,
All right,
Ben,
thanks for
but
your
thanks for
time.
being a part of it. Commissioner, I know we only got a couple minutes left, but I wanted to get your perspective because you replaced a legend in Pete Rozelle, and then Commissioner Goodell had to replace you. So what was that like when you were that young kid, that young pup, replacing a legend back in your day?
Well, it was quite a shock to me because I never dreamed that I would be a commissioner of any sport, much less the greatest sport in America, the most popular sport, and one of the most popular around the world. So, I had played basketball in my early days. I went to college on a basketball scholarship, but to be involved at all with the NFL, and much less as commissioner, was something I never dreamed would happen. But it was a great honor to be able to do that. And Pete Rozelle was great. I think Roger Goodell is carrying on the tradition of Commissioner Rozelle, which is at the top of the gold standard. I've lost the audio for some reason.
Here we go. I'm sorry, Commissioner. I wanted to ask you the game compared to now and then, the explosion, as Troy talked about. Did you ever foresee betting being a part of this and all of the fantasy and everything that has really, taken not away from the game, but involved the fans so much more?
Well, when I was a kid in the 50s, football games were not like this, and the Super Bowl didn't exist. The best team in that decade, in many ways, was the Detroit Lions, which that is now being repeated with Coach Campbell. So when you grew up in the 50s and 60s, it was hard to predict what would be happening in the 21st century. But I think the progress, it has been progress, and I think it's great for football players, coaches, and fans all over the country.
Well, it's been great to see the success of the NFL that you left. Your legacy obviously got you into the Hall of Fame. What do you do with your life, and what's your day-to-day life? I see you around doing so much to represent the league.
Well, I've been involved with some, RISE, which is a sports initiative. All the pro leagues and amateur sports organizations are dealing with youth activities and community service in America. I've been on the board at Georgetown, which was my alma mater. I just try to stay involved with sports and education primarily as a volunteer. And with 60 years of experience, some people think I have something to say that's worth listening to.
But it's good.
All right, Commissioner, thank you so much for taking a little time. Again, of course, vet the vote. Make sure you go out there and support the initiative that they're doing here. It's a great initiative, and we hope it's a great initiative, and we hope that the league continues to support that. So have a great day, Commissioner Goodell. Thank you for joining us here on Radio Row, and best of luck in the future. And I hope we see you around here next year at the Super Bowl in New Orleans.
I think you will, for sure. Good luck.
All right. Thank you so much. Wow, that's awesome to have a Hall of Famer starting our day off, Troy. Commissioner, that was so great to have Paul Tagliabue join us to talk a little football in it. We didn't bring up any controversy about, what it would have been like for maybe Madonna to have dated like one of the Dan Marino back in the day. But we are here kicking off things at Radio Row for our second day in a row. Troy and I are going to be back in just a second. We got to pay a few bills, so don't go away. You're watching Geary, Stein, and Stevens on Radio Row.
Serendipity Yacht Cruises and Events wants you to come party with us in 2024. Mark your calendar for Saturday, May 4th, because we're calling all Star Wars fans with a costume contest and an awesome Star Wars prize. Then on Saturday, August 10th, it's a Hollywood Night of Dreams with music, games, contests, and surprises. Both parties will be at the beautiful South Shore Harbor Resort with amazing food, fun activities, live entertainment, and a cash bar, plus some additional surprises. Saturday, May 4th and Saturday, August 10th. Come party with us. SYCE. More than a yacht, it's serendipity.
Hi, everybody. Dave Stevens here for the Geary, Stein, and Stevens Show from Tropicana Field, home of the Tampa Rays. And you know what? Not everybody can be a Major League Baseball player, but you can look like $1 million. What's the best way to do that? Well, go to freshcleanthreads.com. Don't believe me? That's right, you can look professional, feel good, and not spend a lot of money by wearing Fresh Clean Threads. They have amazing shirts. They've got Henleys and polos, long sleeves, and even bomber jackets. And if you like them, you can save some money by typing in the show code GSS Show from the Geary, Stein, and Stevens Show to save 20% off. So if you can't be a major leaguer and you want to dress like one, well, go to freshcleanthreads.com. That's freshcleanthreads.com. Tell them Dave sent you. Use that code GSS Show.
They can strike anytime or anywhere. You can have one while giving a speech at your best friend's wedding or in the middle of your uncle's funeral. It's called a wingasm, and it occurs when you bet and win with MyBookie. And this football season, enjoy more wingasms than ever with new features like early cash out. So you can pull out and enjoy an early wingasm, then bet those funds immediately. Tired of waiting all day for your money? We've increased the speed of bet settlement. And with enhanced game lines and live betting and streaming, you can bet right up until kickoff, then place more bets during the game. Oh, and what would a new season be without our $100,000 Survivor contest? And a super contest with a cash pot of $250,000.
Commercial playing because it's scrolling in mine like it's free, so give me a cue.
With MyBookie. Speed of bet settlement and with enhanced...
It's done? It's done? All right. What the heck just happened there?
I don't know where Dave went, but
we are here on Radio Road. Do you see my picture, Troy?
no, you're gone now. Let me see if I can bring you
I
back.
don't know what the heck happened there. We are so sorry about that.
There you go.
There's Troy. There's me.
Okay, let's go.
What the heck's going
There we go.
on?
Now I can hear you.
We're back to normal. We have all that fun stuff. But we are so excited here to be here at Radio Road Day 2. A lot of celebrities coming up, and of course we've got some great sponsors that are helping us here be a part of Radio Row, and that would be, of course, Eye Tattoo, which is an amazing machine. If you have a venue or something that you've got coming up that you want to raise some money, it's a tattoo machine. It's the world's first temporary airbrush tattoo kiosk, and it's changing the world with color. So we are excited for them to be a part of that. And of course, Incredivend, which is another vending opportunity where if you have something you want to have a certain candy, like I think Skittles is the big one that they have, right, Troy? They got those Skittles machines and all those things that are great to have a part. So we are excited that we have Incrediland, and of course Eye Tattoo. So make sure you go out there and support the Geary, Stein, and Stevens Show. And Troy, what are you looking forward to today the most of what's going on? Or talk a little bit about what you ended up doing last night.
Yeah. Well, we'll start with today, and we'll go back yesterday. Yeah, we got a lot of pretty big names today. They're starting to roll in. This place is starting to get filled up. Usually by Wednesday, this place is hopping. I think it's going to start a little earlier. But last night, yeah, we had opening night interviews. We had Radio Row. We had a pretty busy day yesterday. Got some good interviews. Got on the field. Got to see how that's going to look out. But yeah, some great times yesterday, and we're going to have some fun today.
And we'll be trying to put together that show from last night's event in between all of our crazy guests that we have. So that's going to do it for this morning edition of the Geary, Stein, and Stevens. Again, we appreciate you supporting us and looking out for our blips and blunders and all those fun things. But that's what happens for live TV, especially here on Radio Row. So for Troy Geary, myself, I'm Dave Stevens. You've been watching Geary, Stein, and Stevens. We'll be back later this morning with some other guests. I think we've got Laura Oakham coming in. We've got Brian Billick coming in. So we're continuing to give you the stars. By the way, Kathy Ireland is going to be on our show Friday. So, and I got to talk to Troy because Thursday at 6 p.m. we were given the guy from, what's his face? Robin Thicke. Singer Robin Thicke is supposed to be on Geary, Stein, and Stevens if we want to stick around till 6 o'clock on Thursday. So for Troy, myself, and whoever Will is, this is Dave Stevens from the Geary, Stein, and Stevens Show.
Thank you for watching the Geary, Stein, and Steven show from Super Bowl 58. You can watch all of the episodes at yourhometv.com or download the Your Home TV app on Roku. Follow the boys on all social media and podcast apps.